the 1080 Ti NVIDIA Founders Edition, $1,500. Not buying that. All right, let's have some fun. Let's buy a video card. So this is the GPU. This is gonna handle a lot of that encoding that I was talking about, the rendering that I was talking about. That was a huge problem for me earlier. My current render times for a 3-minute video are almost 45 minutes long. So I hit render and then I can't use my computer for 45 minutes while that video renders. So we need a good GPU to get those render times down. I went ahead and, also I play games and stream, so good GPU all the way. Again, coming back to Adobe's website, GPU, they recommend at least 4 gigs of memory. Now, I'm not gonna go with multiple GPUs, just not gonna happen. Never gonna use that power. But I do know that a lot of the games that I play, a lot of the gaming that I do, a lot of the streaming that I do, and some of the 3D effects that I like to do, I want at least 8 gigs of VRAM, at least 8 gigs of memory on my GPU so that I can kind of future-proof myself a little bit. So let's come back here. Let's choose a video card. Go ahead and, of course, increase the price so we get rid of all the ones that aren't real. Brands, I don't mind any brand, but I'm not gonna buy a Gigabyte card. I have not, and then obviously if I don't recognize the manufacturer, I'm not gonna buy it. But, you know, we'll look at those when it comes time, okay? So memory, I want at least 8 gigs. Boom, right there. I could use more. If you wanna give me more RAM for the same price, I'll use it. Core clock and boost clock, I'm not gonna mess with those either. The color, I am doing that all white build, but I plan to water cool. So the shroud and all that will be removed anyway. So I'm not super concerned with it. For right now, any color is fine with me. SLI compatible, don't care. Now, frame syncing, FreeSync or G-Sync. These are brand dependent. So if I get a Radeon card, that is a AMD card, which means it has FreeSync. An NVIDIA card will have G-Sync. Now, which one should I go with? Should I go AMD or NVIDIA? Let me know in the comments. But before you do that, NVIDIA, the CUDA cores that are part of an NVIDIA card are optimized for Premiere Pro. AMD is optimized for Final Cut. I'm gonna be using Premiere Pro, so I think I wanna go with an NVIDIA GPU. So I'm gonna go ahead and come up. Can I choose that? I don't think I can choose that kind of manufacturer. So I'm just gonna hit G-Sync. That way it should get rid of all of the AMD cards. Okay, so now I'm left with just the 1080 Ti NVIDIA Founders Edition, $1,500. Not buying that. All right, now I'm left with some expansion slots, display ports, mini HDMI ports, all that kind of stuff. I mean, DVI ports, there should be no cards on this list that have a DVI port, so I don't even need to worry about that. I'm gonna leave those alone. Fans, don't care about that so much. External power, not an issue for me. Now let's look through some prices. So let's go ahead and sort from the cheapest to the most expensive. So we've got a 2070, 1410 megahertz, 1620 boost clock for $389. That's pretty cheap, but the clock speed is not the best. I'm not getting a Gigabyte card. I like that one. I want to go with a full-length card though. Like typically the cards that have 2 fans on them, everything's a little bit more compacted. Their cooling doesn't work as well. But I'm left with quite a few options. So I've got 2070s, 2060 Supers, 2070 Supers. I've got, I like the sound of 2070 Super. I also have I can get way up in the price and go 2080 Super. I don't think I'm ever going to use, why would I pay for a 2080 Super? Yes, higher clock speed, but with the same amount of RAM, I don't think that's worth it to me. Let's do some investigating. 2070 Super versus 2070, okay? User benchmark, I love this website. This actually uses actual real user data and pits 2 cards or 2 CPUs or 2 whatever against each other and gives you a really cool layout of exactly the advantages of each one. So right now we're looking at about a $60 difference. It looks like the Super is 8% better in games, which I like, which should translate to better performance when rendering videos. We've got real world speeds, it's 6% better. It's 14th percentile as opposed to 17th. Again, not a huge difference there. There's a pretty close. The average score when it comes to lighting and rendering and stuff like that is, 10% is a huge jump. Value sentiment, which is the market share, how many people have bought this card, 2070 Super wins, hands down, significantly better. The categories that it is winning in are way, 140% as opposed to 7%, like obviously significantly better card. So it looks like that 2070 Super is a better deal than that 2070. Looks like I am gonna get more performance out of it. 2070 Super, 2070. You guys are making this decision. Which one should I get?